Welcome back to Worldview. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we began a feature on our casual weekend here called Scary Stuff Your Tea Party Uncle Watches. Now, the vast majority of the news clips used are branded with a bright red box that says RWW.org. Now, that's part of the People for the American Way.org group, the right wing watch. Say that 5 times fast. Then the People for the American Way were founded by famed television producer Norman Lear. They do very impressive work on a variety of progressive issues at the website pfaw.org, and I recommend you visit and sign up for their email notices. Joining us today on the program is someone for whom I have great personal sympathy. Now, Brian Tashman of Right Wing Watch listens to the right wing radio all day, every day, so he has a better sense than any of us of what's going on in the right. He writes Brian Tashman's blog for RWW.org, and I wanted to invite him on the program to give him a bit of a break from the nuttery and try to understand how anyone can willingly do that. Brian Tashman, welcome to Worldview.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Now, the Reza Aslan book, Zealot, about Christ the man versus the religious leader, led to a rather memorable exchange on Fox News last weekend with one of their news actresses who could not understand how a Muslim could write about Jesus.
The book is called Zealot, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. And Reza joins me now from Los Angeles. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is an interesting book. Now, I want to clarify, you're a Muslim, so why did you write a book about the founder of Christianity?
Well, to be clear, I am a scholar of religions with 4 degrees, including one in the New Testament and fluency in Biblical Greek, who has been studying the origins of Christianity for 2 decades, who also just happens to be a Muslim.
Begs the question, why would you be interested in the founder of Christianity?
Because it's my job as an academic. I am a professor of religion, including the New Testament.
But I want to read you some quotes from some people who are criticizing you. One from John Dickerson, who has written an op-ed piece on FoxNews.com, and he says, it's not a historian's report on Jesus. Is it an educated Muslim's opinion about Jesus? He says its conclusions are long-held Islamic claims, namely that Jesus was a zealous prophet, type who didn't claim to be God.
Well, that's actually not what Islam claims about Jesus. My book about Jesus overturns pretty much everything that Islam also thinks about Jesus as well. And to be clear, I just want to emphasize this one more time. I am a historian. I am a PhD in the history of religions.
Now, talk about this crazy, how this seems to be the norm over there at Fox.
Well, Fox News, I'm sure you already know that they're much more opinion-based than journalism-focused. So they've really been using Islamophobia a lot in their rhetoric. Most of their, we remember for most of their broadcasts, especially around President Obama, you hear, some anchors question his faith. During the controversy over building an Islamic community center in Lower Manhattan, Fox News really went into overdrive promoting Islamophobia. So this anchor just seemed stunned that a Muslim scholar could have any opinion or should have any opinion about Jesus, especially the historical Jesus. And she might be unaware that Muslims also revere Jesus. She might be unaware that he at one point was a Christian and that he is a scholar of religious studies. It was amusing and also sad to watch how that interview went down, because clearly Fox News is out of their league on this one.
Now, you've got Rush, you've got Pat Robertson, Hannity, Beck, Fox, Billow. There's just so much hate and anger and bile. Now, you either have a very abused dog at home whom you kick upon entering, or a very understanding partner. How do you watch all of these posts and these clips and stay sane?
Oh, you just have to be completely desensitized and look at it more as a project, and where you're trying to learn more about their ideology and their worldview, rather than have any sort of rational debate. And not that we can't debate them, but we can't take a lot of their opinions and say, oh, well, that makes sense. You kind of have to laugh or at least just shudder in a way. make clear that they speak for themselves. They're hard to, make jokes about. It's hard to, write a critique or response because some of the things they say are just so out there, so crazy that it really speaks for itself. We don't really need to add any more criticism. It is what it is. It stands alone. We don't need to say anything at all. And our readers and viewers in our YouTube channel can just laugh and continue on their day, hopefully not being too sad or disappointed.
Well said, well said. Now, there have been boycotts against Rush, particularly I remember for the Sandra Fluck remarks and other outlandish statements. Why do they continue with this craziness? Do they not see how it hurts the right wing and in particular the GOP brand?
Well, the Republican Party is definitely right now facing that tension where at one point, they have to appeal to the base. They have to appeal to Rush Limbaugh and his listeners are a very powerful force in the party. And if you're running for president or if you're, in a primary campaign running for Senate, then you have to, stay with the ditto heads, as they call themselves. But on the other hand, they also have to win an election, and you can't win an election with just the conservative base. So that's one thing rightwingwatch.org really focuses on. We know that the Republicans have one message for the base, for the Tea Party, for the Rush Limbaugh audience, for the 700 Club, Pat Robertson's broadcast audience. And they have another message for the middle, the mainstream voters. When they go on CNN, MSNBC, or Fox News, they have, maybe not Fox News, but for most of the other outlets, they have another message. So we're trying to expose what a lot of these conservatives say when they try to attract the far right, the Rush Limbaugh types, the Bill O'Reilly types. And it's not a pretty picture usually, but that is the state of the Republican Party today. The Tea Party, the religious right, those movements are more powerful than ever. As the party gets smaller, they're more and more reliant on the fringe.
We're talking with Brian Tashman of Right Wing Watch there at People for the American Way here on Worldview with Dennis Campbell. Brian, there was some news last week with the announcement that both Hannity and Rush were about to be dropped by, in essence, the second largest network purveyor of right-wing news. They were going to lose about 40 major network stations. Tell us what that's going to mean for their audience.
Well, for the audience, I think they will find more conservative talk show hosts to listen to. So I don't think the audience will be affected that much, but it does show that a lot of these hard right commentators are losing their appeal, especially among advertisers who don't want to be associated with a lot of their hateful rhetoric, or especially with Rush Limbaugh and his misogyny, as we saw in the Sandra Fluke ordeal. So for advertisers, they're becoming toxic. But as long as they can have a base that tunes in every day, they'll still be making millions off, the products they're selling and books that they have, this huge market for among hard right conservatives, but they won't be finding much of an audience with the mainstream.
And yet they still seem to have all these reliable dog whistles that seem to always go. I mean, the president speaks last week about race, so therefore he must be the racist. And Steve King, the gift that keeps on giving, and the granddaddy of them all, anything to do with gay marriage being the end of the world and civilization. I mean, the rest of the country seems overwhelmingly supportive, yet these folks cling to the memes. Why is it they continue to do it?
Well, you're exactly right. We know after President Obama's race speech, a lot of conservative activists were saying, how dare he say there's any racism? But you're a racist. Obama's the only racist, and African Americans are racist. I remember Glenn Beck said after Obama's remarks about race relations, he said that President Obama is the new Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy. It's ridiculous. They are in this topsy-turvy universe where they really do believe that most Americans are on their side, that most Americans hate President Obama, even though they elected him to office 2 times. Most Americans want Obamacare repeal, and they even think that most Americans still oppose gay marriage, even though we know from polling data that for a number of years that at least half, if not more, of Americans support gay marriage. So they have become, so much in part of this bubble that they're convinced that the majority agree with them on everything. it's a very strange picture, and it's very toxic for our politics.
I absolutely love the quiet irony of it all and these efforts to hoist them on their own petard that you bring to the headlines. I mean, I love the ones that are up on the blog right now. Fewer than 10 people show up for ex-gay pride event that expected to draw thousands in Donahoe.
Yeah, they were convinced. The American Family Association radio host, Sandy Rios, was saying that there are thousands of ex-gay activists who are going to come to Washington, D.C., and the ex-gay movement is a very political group which says that they used to be gay, but then after therapy and prayer and different and dangerous therapies that they're now promoting, they have now living as heterosexuals, and they were going to lobby Capitol Hill and demand rights for ex-gays. Of course, we don't really know what rights straight people have that other people don't. I'm sorry, that ex-gays don't have, pardon me. And it was kind of ridiculous to watch that they were hoping for thousands to show up. And one of our bloggers who went to the event couldn't even count 10 people. And that's including a pro-gay rights demonstrator who was there. So I think they had 7 or 8 instead of thousands. But these are groups who are affiliated, with the Family Research Council and Liberty Council, and they're convinced that the media is covering up this story of ex-gays, which we know is not true. Newsweek actually in the 90s had their front page one of the ex-gay leaders. Unfortunately, we found out about a month ago that he has since left his wife and is now gay again.
Well, Brian, I thank you for doing all this hard work for me, because I know I couldn't stomach it. I have the most difficulty going beyond anything that Morning Joe and his collection of village idiots do without a stroke risk. So, do you have friends willing to do an intervention if needed?
I think that's already past. Yeah, I'm already past the point of no return here.
Well, Brian Tashman is the poor soul at Right Wing Blotch who has to watch all these right-wing news from Fox and other cable sources. I want to thank you for taking some time to join us on the program today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, you can find his blog at rightwingwatch.org, one word, and their YouTube channel is youtube.com/RWW blog. And do follow them on Twitter at RightWingWatch. You're watching Worldview with Dennis Campbell. Keep it right here.